Okay, OBS is live, facecam working. Hello viewers, Sun Service here, back with another Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts episode, and we are carrying on straight on after the last episode, with our battleships being 9 turns away from being constructed, so August-ish is when they'd be completed. They'd all be in service by 1903, because I'm including commission time. We're just about to get Crop 2, and then I'll focus on getting better rangefinders, which would be good as all my ships use coincidence rangefinders. Like, I don't really care if they're a battleship that would more likely be doing longer range stuff. Coincidence rangefinders is what it'll use. Yep. We have Crop 2. Good for us. Philippines is in an agreement with Japan. We don't have the dockyards to handle that. Okay. Britain, improve relations, please. So where the main fights are going on between the other nations is down here in Africa, which, from the looks of it, it might become German-occupied South Africa shortly. Then the Gold Coast, might as well already be German. That area going to France. They're rebelling against France. Right. How are we for dockyard size? We've got about 2,000 tons, roughly, weight left in there. Yep, 3 turns left on the construction. And so we move into March. No one in Twitch, so carry on. Then suddenly someone appears in Twitch. Knowing my luck, that's what would happen. And knowing the stream latency. Right. Okay, so who do we want to make mad to us? Austria-Hungary. That's who. I'm just thinking, probably by the time this stream ends, the glue on a Corsair model I'm working on here should be completed, and then I can carry on. Building it. policies, how are we with Russia? Try and improve relations with Russia. Okay, and maybe at this time send another destroyer down to the Somaliland, which would be the destroyer Spiro, and then 2 destroyers will head down here. Which those would be there just as a hopeful avoidance of losing transports in the regions those ports are at for when we do go to war, because there's no doubt about it, we're not going to be staying neutral. It's a mix of too much at stake and too late for us to be on the going neutral side of things. And during that time, as all the time this loading screen, I've also corrected a small problem that I'd seen with the part of the models I've already completed, which it's a good thing that glue takes time to set. Twitch check. No one. Oh, it's one of these loading screens. So we made it to May before we've had to do this. Okay, so continue campaign. Load the Italian campaign. Well, that's some features of the game that still haven't been changed in the free updates that I've been a player of the game for.
Is there any particular reason why I can't find any of my flathead screwdrivers?
Not in here. I'm streaming, let me just
That's fine,
turn off the...
that's fine.
Hey.
Because the last person that took it was you.
What, the red one with the magnetic?
Yeah.
Last person you know, because I put it back where it normally was.
Why is it normally? Because it's not on my toolkit and that's where it should normally be.
No, isn't it usually on that shelf
Right.
where Scarlett recently
That's
put?
not where it normally is, it's normally on my toolkit. That's fine, I'll have a look.
Because that's whereabouts I put it. Did I last used it?
What? Well, a little day for a good girl. Can't find it.
We'll move on into June. Which, if you want my opinion, is the best month of the year. No, I do not want Austria-Hungary improving relations with us. Increase tension with Austria-Hungary. Thank you. And the Americans are slightly negative with us. Mr. American, could you please not be angry at us? We've done nothing to provoke you. Or at least the Navy hasn't. The Navy, in repositioning, might have angered more likely the Ottomans and anyone with any African colonies, but knowing the Suez at about this time, it would only be the British that would have an issue. One thing I've found about this game that I personally found out during the betas is that a nation is more likely to rebel against you if your unrest level is high. So once we start getting nations under our control, we want to keep the unrest level down, and I personally want to keep the unrest level down like that. Yes, improve relations with the British Empire. We had the smallest naval tonnage. Of all the navies. We had the smallest naval tonnage, but we, I believe, had the fastest naval ships. Oh yeah, we got coincidence too. New hulls available on cruisers after a turn, so why not do that? Personally, I probably would want to try and go after a nation that has an area that I can capture off them, or get off them via peace deals, that has oil. The Ottomans have control of southern Egypt. Yep. Cruiser design is completed. Armor forging for the next 3 turns. And I misestimated the date, the month in which our battleships would be completed. So the battleships that are personally for the Navy of Italy, there's one more battleship that would take a while to construct. Two more turns. And then 2 more turns for a lot of the armoured cruisers that we're selling as well. Well, it'll be in 1902 then that they get commissioned. Now, according to that, we got a new armoured cruiser hull, so I'm going to use said new armoured cruiser hull immediately. Hold on a second. There we go. Yeah, semi-armoured cruiser. Nothing really new there. That we already had. This here, though, is the new hull. Make it as thin as possible, and that's and minimums. Well, the speed for this I want to be at 26 knots. Krupp, anti-torpedo, double bottom, that, and that. 5, 1, 1, 1.5. That's 5. Nothing for the superstructure. Better stats, and it's using up less weight. I think compact funnel 2 and right. First off, put in what is going to be our main guns of ABX 10-inch. As sternward as possible. Go with a smaller tower as sternward as possible. Slightly more forward. And then that gives that its fire and arc. Okay, this is the smallest tower we have. And then that could also be moved slightly back. Right, if I move that tower forward, and then move these funnels forward. Oh, we actually have a viewer here. Hello, welcome. Right, move that forward. viewer who has entered, this is an Italian ship, and I actually want to think of a name for it. If you'd be so kind to help me, I'll be grateful. Thinking about this even more, it might just be more feasible to get rid of that, move that as far back as it can go, and then just do an all guns forward design and make sure we can actually fit our engines into the speed environment that we actually need the ship to be in. This is a strange looking design, but if it works, it works. If it works, it works. 4 weight offset. That's the smallest of the rear tires we can use. Shoot. Right. Rethink the entire plan. How many of these triple funnel largers do we need to bring us to a somewhat decent? And why not just 25, not this? 25, not this, and then just a compact tower there. Main tower as far back as possible. Forward barbette as far back as possible. Forward turret as far back as possible. That dreadnought. Oh, thank God that wasn't a part of the Corsair. To context, I'm doing a Corsair model. And if that piece that fell there was a part of it, then I would have been mad. We are very heavily full weight offsetted. Right, and then on here is 7-inch barbette. Maybe I just go with the reduced efficiency, but then that would remove the forward weight offset by a lot. And then secondary guns is going to be the Navy standard 3.1 inch 41 caliber gun. No, can't fit a barbette along the we're slightly overweight. Not as overweight as an American, but no, horrible joke to make. Horrible joke to make, Silent. Remember, a lot of your viewer base is actually American. Right. Shells standard. Light shells. That's actually a quite common occurrence in this campaign. with the shells going light. Note none of the guns have a poor sector of fire, although we do have the minor problem of if anyone comes behind these things, they're doomed. I'm sure when we get better techs, engine-wise, we can boost the speed a bit more and boost the engine efficiency, but think of a name for an Italian ship. I don't know what I'm looking through hulls. I'll just keep this name. I've realised something. Well, actually, I'll wait until the end of our first war to do it, and I'll do it off camera, or I'll just do it off camera at some point, but I usually, after a certain point in each campaign, more so if it's a campaign with languages that I cannot properly pronounce, give the ships designations. And so these guys here will be getting their own designations. Shortly. So we're currently building 15 armoured cruisers. The majority of them are the new ones that we just completed, but a few of them are of the type we already had. Portugal has gone to America for ships. Oh yeah, Belgium and the Netherlands have both gone to us for looking for ships. Which I say good on them, because they have gotten themselves some of the fastest ships in the world. Better 10-inch guns, better 10-inch guns, better 10-inch guns. Gonna need them, because obviously these armored cruisers use them. These ones don't, these ones use 8-inch. The Auroras, I could downgrade their caliber further than it already is, because, well, actually, for this era, wasn't 11-inch and 11-inch the sort of the standard? Well, no, it was 12-inch was the standard, 11 being the lower of the standard, and 13 being the highest of the standard. We cannot afford the dockyard space. So yeah, finances were okay there. Right, into 1902, which didn't take as long to go through as 1900. Well, yeah, 1901 didn't take as long as 1900 to go through. Viewer here, I think I did turn off follower only chat if you do want to say anything. Hold on a second. Yeah, follower only chat is off if you do want to post anything in chat. Like any sort of recommendations on what I do and stuff. My current goal is to try and not go to war with Britain. And also get ships that are faster than 25 knots. 25 or 26 knots. Which, those of you unaware, which would be pretty much anyone watching this, or on Twitch, and when this goes to YouTube, on YouTube, because I never said it out loud. No ship in my navy that I have built will be going below the speed of 25 knots as per design. It obviously will be for damage reasons, but by standard undamaged state, no ship shall drop below 25 knots of speed while in combat. AKA steam at maximum speed the entire time. Helpful except for when you run out of fuel, though. Yeah, running out of fuel would be a massive problem. Oh god, it's like it's gone through Britain on the building new ships, and now it's like, do I have to go through the design of new ships? And it is given up on life. Oh no, I didn't need to. Simply ignored. Okay, so who are we most likely? The Russians. Yep, the Tsar thinks he can try and attack me. Well, Tsar has to think again. Because, for this era at least, we have the fastest ships in the world. Fastest ships in the world, and no one is going to change that fact. Yet. because to change that fact, they're going to have to throw in their engine efficiencies. We have done some creative for the time period ways, like the all guns forward of our current armoured cruisers that are being built. But we have a decent engine efficiency on our ships. Which one thing I have only just realised, because I only put the guns all forward, we can now no longer have a stern firing main gun. Strength relations with Spain, just as long as it's not the Russians, we will be fine. Although the unrest level is going up, so yeah, whatever our next do is going to be something to lower said unrest level. When they kick at your front door, how you gonna come? With your hands on your head or on the trigger of your gun? When the law break in, how you gonna go? Shot down on the pavement or waiting in death row? You can crush us, you can bruise us, but you'll have to answer to who guns of Brixton. The money feels good, and your life you love it well. Surely your time will come, it's in heaven as in hell. You can crush us, you can bruise us, but you have to answer to guns of Brixton. So the Dutch haven't employed our battleship we've given them up there. They've employed it somewhere down here. Okay, spend the next 2 years building bigger docks. And we get dreadnoughts in 2 turns. Get dreadnoughts at the same time as getting a specialised forging system in 2 turns. So, move forward said 2 turns. Money feels good, and your life you'll love it well. Surely your time will come, as in heaven as in hell. Loading screen done, isn't it? Yeah, I'm not used to UAD and a loading screen being done this quick. Fine, Netherlands, you get more battleships. I see now why they moved the ship. Java is now out of Dutch control. Turn away on those. And we now have the dreadnought hull design, which I'll see how good our 12-inch is, and then go from there. we will have the dock space to build a dreadnought. Yeah, get this new stuff, which would also give us the better citadel, actually. So I think I made a smart decision waiting this one turn extra. France and Germany have gone to war. No, we cannot give you those new light, well, those ships because, my friends, you have been out-prioritized by our own need of growth. And what I mean by that is, we have a battleship to build. Which this one is probably going to be like all my other beginner Italian battleships, like, God, does everyone remember the Drakes? Those, no, wait, no, only YouTube viewers will probably remember the Drakes. That's from the Rule the World campaign. But, yeah, we had those things, and they were just, lovely battleships. Lovely battleships, but they, just basically ran out of time in service because by the end of that campaign, before things happened that made me have to stop it, we had only 3 of them left, which they were called the Drake itself, Colombo and Napoli, which for ages as well in that campaign, because of a horrible peace treaty, were our only battleships. And then after all that happened, then yeah, they were our only remaining battleships, and I'd kept them around till basically the very end of that campaign. They were retired after Colombo was lost, if I remember correctly, but probably the Twitch viewers here don't know what I'm talking about. There's no probably about it. They don't know what I'm talking about. End of story. Well, actually, thinking about it, this may not actually be my standard design here, because I have just remembered that this is the full speed or nothing campaign, which full speed or nothing is what it implies. Fast battleships. Some anti-torp. The belt is only going to be 10-inch. 10-inch with a 2 fore and aft. 3 main deck with 1 fore and aft. Seen as the battleship, 0.5 superstructure. Conning tower of 10-inch. So it turns out I don't need the extra, stuff for that, and no, I'm not going to go 13s, I'm going to go 12s. 12s, and then if I do this correctly, then what I've done is I have left myself then space later on in these ships' careers for them to be updated to have triple turrets. That's if I play my cards right. In this original design phase. I did not know that those sections there could be used for 2-inch guns. That's going to help me with future use of this design. No, knowledge of this design, I should say. And then the Navy standard. .1-inch gun. Which, yeah, will casemate caliber guns and such are going to be 3.1s. Although the caliber of the 3.1s isn't uniform, the fact that we do use 3.1s is uniform along the entirety of the Navy. Advanced hydraulics, TNT, capped, soft capped, ballastite. I actually don't need to do the shell stuff. But like shells are, like we've had our first ship here where I have not had major issues with its weight to get up to the speed I want. 27 knots. Yes. Yes. And I just now need to get the spelling for something because Vittorio Veneto. That's what this battleship is going to be known as, the Vittorio Veneto, which, for those of you unaware, is the actual name for the Littorio battleships. Like, a lot of people refer them as the Littorio class, me included originally. But then I later on found that no, they're not the Littorio, they're the Vittorio Venetos. 28. I can do 28. I can do 28. How about 29? Am I getting too greedy? 30. 30 knots. 30 knots and we can just barely do it, but... 30. It's 30 knots of the Vittorio Venetos. Now try and say we don't have the fastest ships in the world. We're definitely gonna have the fastest capital ship. Well, we can't claim we have the fastest light cruiser because, what is a light cruiser? We don't know. Yeah, jokes at my expense in this campaign. They're 19,000 tons apiece. Let's round up 20,000. 40. I can build 3 of them with my current dock size, so 3 of them. Okay, I misestimated. Okay. Urkel and Zara. It was nice knowing you. Well, it was nice not knowing you. And I can use the excuse of their 3.1-inch guns when needed for the construction of the Victoria Venetors. Belgium, you're not getting your ship. I'm sorry. This is the end of our partnership. Also means you're not getting your ship. This is the end of our partnership. Right, is that enough for me to get one more Veneto? No. It wasn't enough. Now it's enough. But yeah, the Belgian government are mad at us now. They're mad at us, but if we get more Venetors out of it, I'm not complaining. Romania has gone to Britain. Ottomans have allied with Japan. We cannot give you a battleship. So Austria-Hungary is invading at what this time is a Russian territory. Better buy a bit of anti-flashes on the way. Yeah, Venetos would, when they've been built, be able to you know what? This is a disgrace. Why, Russia, do you think we will stop something we haven't even done? You're accusing us. And so, it has come. Time to go to war. Yeah, we're now at war. Should I send a massive fleet to Crimea? No. No, let them come to us. Let them come to us. I could just take it. I could just get something off them in peace treaties. if Austria-Hungary doesn't beat me to it. Improve British relations. I believe we are as ready as we can be for a war. But it doesn't matter if we're as ready as we can be or not. Ready or not, we're at war. So I've just thought about it. As we're building dreadnoughts of 30 knots, what is more than likely going to happen is that the other nations are going to more than likely try and make ships to counter ours in terms of speed. Like, I'm just thinking theoretically here, I don't know honestly if they will try that or not. But then the AI is going to want to have their engine efficiency good, so they're going to sacrifice something like we've done. And knowing the AI, it's going to be guns. It's what they sacrifice. Right. Yeah. $168,000 tons of... So we've got under 10,000 tons of usable weight. Research how we on destroyers. 950 ton destroyers. I think I know where we can dump some of our cash expenditure to. You 37 knots. That's your speed. If you disagree with the 27 knots, well then. Well then, oh well. Wait, no, these are death traps, so make sure they actually believe they're death traps by just giving them crap quarters. And then these guys will have the naval standard 3.1s. These are pretty much going to be reruns of the old ones, but with a longer length. soldier is turning. Backlight. Valley. To cut a long story short, I lost my mind. We just made in terms of number of funnels, we made an ocean liner. I wish you could put torpedoes on barbettes, because it could be like a specialized torpedo barbette there, and then another torpedo could be fired over the top of one of those two from the center line. Oh, just imagine if a design like that was actually done. Wing torpedoes with reduced 19-inch torpedo capability. Coincidence. Enhanced. Advanced. Ballistic TNT. Reduced complement of light high explosive shells. Actually thinking about it, that's better for high explosive. What's our rate of fire? 13 shells a minute. Yep. Okay. Not that much. It's a bit too much. Oh, we can give them some mine laying. Yep. Like, I think only some, like, the small destroyers and most definitely my destroyers. Like, honestly thinking about it with the Victoria Minotaurs, only destroyers in this current era can catch up with her. Think about that for a second. A battleship in 1903 that cannot be caught by anything but a destroyer. It can more than likely be penned by an armoured cruiser though, but... Well, actually, it could definitely be penned by an armoured cruiser. And then again, that's just the fact of the sacrifice of speed that you get. And my first battle since the new update came out, and the first battle of this campaign, is the 4 destroyers here ambushing a armoured cruiser. No, I'm not. No. I personally don't want to go to war with France. Like, I'm going to do unique thing to everyone else, and I'm going to try and improve my relationship with France. Because and I'm guessing the improvement isn't going to work and that we are actually going to be ended up declaring war on them anyway a month later. Declare war, take course. We're declaring war on France. I just thought we could take Corsica. Once we take Corsica, then we're good. Our patience is over. Seeing as it's just going to be a thing anyway. And then it's an ambush. Right, I personally only have confidence in the fact we got speed on our side. Like, yeah, we've only got speed on our side, so... Okay, so... head towards the target. Okay, so... they're there, they can't see us. Yet. They can see us now. Turn off torpedoes and charge. Charge and attack, going to hell and back. Crosses grow on Anzio, where no soldier sleeps and where hell 6 feet deep. Deathless weight, there's no debate. Charge and attack, going to hell and back. Go aggressive, guys. Turn back, turn back, turn back! Yeah. Retreat, retreat. Hopefully those torps hit. They're not going to hit. No more of our torpedoes are going to hit. Because we're at reduced torpedo complement, I can't even, like, go back in for another run. Well, this one destroyer can, but I don't want to risk it. I don't want to risk losing another destroyer. We've not done well in this war so far, with the loss of 2 destroyers for only the damaging of an armoured cruiser. I think I might only just set my destroyers for a defensive role. That might be the better option for them and their safety and service. We've got on the way replacements for the 2 we've lost. currently, to our losses to replacement ratio, it's cut one head off, two more appear, like a Hydra. But yeah, of course it's going to take a short while because of the fact of construction times to accomplish construction and commission times, I should say, but we can do it. To cut a long story short, I lost my mind. On thinking that we can go up against an armoured cruiser at the Russians and actually survive. Well, with destroyers, I should say. If we'd brought in one of our own armoured cruisers, that might have been different. Or if we had brought in, for example, one of the battleships as well. Well, all we've achieved in sending a armoured cruiser home. Where's France? Right, so sent every one of our ships into the Western Med ports. So, you guys over there. Toronto fleet up there. Except for St. Perot, no, not except for the one that's commissioning. And then you lot to Palermo. No, Palermo won't have the space there. No, that's Central Med. So the Ancona force would actually move to occupy Naples. So 1903 starts with a bang for pretty much everyone. It does for us, with a few torpedo hits towards a Russian armoured cruiser for the loss of a destroyer. For us, Russia are winning. I could do the withdrawal and potentially get away safely, but it's our battleships, including two of the almost shiny new Auroras. So we will do this battle, start the naval invasion, and then end the stream, because I want to do something in a different game that isn't going to be streamed. Destroyers, that's your job. Retreat. And do again remember here, we do have battleships that are, for this era, faster than they should be. Like, we've got, what is it, sort of, interwar period speed battleships. And in the case of our upcoming Victoria Venetos, late interwar, early World War, well, actually late World War Two speeds. World War Two speeds. Yep, our armor weakness is showing. Benito Bryn has taken a hit and is now crippled, and we're stuck going slower now because of it. Benito. Right. Then you guys go back up to 25 knots. Unknown warship is taking flooding damage. Right, I want to hard over because you know what? Just Benito, go for that as well. I only separated the Benito because it needed to be slowed down, and that guy doesn't need to be slowed down yet, nor does this guy, so we're still fine there. Benito, you've got your new target to kill. It's the Friant. Oh, and there's about to be a ramming between Friant and another one of its light cruiser Brevering. You know what? Slow down. Slow down 21 knots. Benito, if my mouse would let me. Slow down 21 knots. Why slow down? Well, so then we can get better accuracy with our guns. That is, of course, what we want. Oh my, how did they fix their flooding? Everyone with everything. Go for Friant. Ah, the tumble home design. Don't know why I selected the destroyers there. Far, far. One second. Yeah, I did do the shells correctly in these guys. I just thought for some reason for a second there that I had done ships that should have a standard ratio with max AP, but no, I didn't. Alright, hold on. France is going, which means the turn. No, the cruiser that's just fired torpedoes at us is next. Oh my, that was close. I definitely didn't panic there. I panicked there. Let's run him down. We're faster than them at top. Even at our cruise speed, we're faster than their top speed. Well done, France. You're helping with my oh no. But yeah, well done, France. You're helping with my assumption we have the fastest ships in the world. Aim for their stern. That's where more fire should appear at, because we want to sink them by fire. We have to sink them by fire. Oh, the Beneteau is Beneteau. Yeah, the Beneteau is quite far, so let's bring it in closer. The ship that's the member of the Aurora class has actually been doing quite a good job here, and it's actually quite fast with its turning rate. Just as a bit of a side note, I'm adding because of the fact that it has from close range avoided now 2 volleys of torpedoes for 2 separate ships, of course, because the original ships don't last long enough to re-fire their torpedo tubes that have reloads, as I'm about to prove here. Let's turn back. Let's turn back, retreat. We have done what we have came here to do and prove to the French that we are better than them. Their armoured cruisers are faster than their light cruiser. But yeah, we have proven we are faster and better than them, and so we will withdraw from the battle, making sure they know for certain that we will not go quietly. And it's also on that where I will end this stream/video, depending on where you're watching this, because, again, Twitch viewers, this goes up to my YouTube channel. So, yeah, hope you enjoyed Sun Service Going Silent.